Aquarius, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique bringing you your September energy forecast. So coming into September, we're already in Virgo season. Virgo season definitely proving a little bit of a transition for you. I feel like because Leo season is now over, again, Leo season being your opposite sign, you are definitely at the peak point of your natal year. You reached the top of the mountain. You realized how far you've come since your birthday. And because you met that halfway marker in Leo season, you definitely had to kind of reconsider what it is that you were doing with your life, especially where your career was concerned. I feel like because you've taken the time to kind of realign with what it is that your heart and soul actually desire, what it is that makes sense to you, what it is that you were being called to do. Now in Virgo season, you're really trying to rearrange your physical life, your physical circumstances to get a little bit more down to earth, a little bit more disciplined in being able to actually stay on track, to stick with those routines, to take care of yourself, to really kind of see what it is that you are building as far as a solid foundation goes in your physical realm. We have Venus moving into Virgo on September 5th. Now, Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and pleasure and money, she is getting down to earth and super practical in this Virgo energy. She needs to focus on taking care of herself, making sure that she is spending enough time on balancing the mind, the body, the soul. She is really looking to kind of do a deep dive in what it is that is actually worthy of her time, her energy, her love, her attention. And I feel for the most part, because this is taking place in your 8th house of death, rebirth, and transformation, you are kind of returning to some of the things that maybe you got bored with in years gone by, skills and talents that you liked at one point in time that got overridden with new excitement. I feel like you are coming back down to earth and realizing where it is that there is a need, a want, a desire for balance between practicality and passion. So Venus being in Virgo in this 8th house, you're likely going to see a lot of the old ideas, the old narratives, the old emotions, the old habits die off in order for you to adopt new ones that are more stronger and supportive of the kind of life in which you're trying to build. On the 9th, we have Mercury going retrograde in Libran energy. Now, let me just say, Libran energy being an air sign, a sister sign to you, this is definitely going to do a number, let's say, on your mental plane, on your thoughts. This is going to help you evaluate where it is that you want to pour your time, your energy, your love, and your attention. Now, that being said, Mercury going retrograde in Libra has the potential to kind of bring exes out of the woodwork and people from our past out of the woodwork, either physically or in a dream state, memory flashbacks, whatever the case may be. But with Mercury retrograde in Libra, especially in this 9th house, this is a time for you to kind of go back to old skills and talents, old forms of education, old knowledge that maybe got pushed by the wayside by other endeavors, for you to kind of refresh, if you will. There is I'm going to say a redo being offered to you to readjust, to rework what it is that your goals are and how you actually feel like you're going to achieve them. This Libran energy wants you to find balance, wants you to recognize where life has been a little bit extreme. And I feel like in this 9th house, which is our intuition, our higher selves, higher forms of education, and new adventures, this is kind of having you reflect back over what worked for you, what didn't, what you can bring forth in a new way, rebirth, if you will, and bring some of those skills and talents out to play. I feel like for the most part, many of my Aquarian friends left a career or left a particular education, a path for one that they kind of were more inspired to pursue. Keep in mind that Saturn is currently retrograde in your sign, which means that we're really having to go back to what was logical, what was practical, what was the strongest choice, the strongest foundation for us where our education and career was concerned, in order to kind of strengthen those skills, those talents, that particular career path before kind of dabbling into different side hustles that may be exciting, but don't offer the kind of long-term stability and financial rewards that other careers and I'm going to say education that you've already kind of gone through were able to offer you at that time. So this is almost like a revisiting of old skills, old talents, old careers, old jobs for you to see where it is that you can kind of, rebirth yourself with this type of knowledge, with this type of wisdom, and recreate something that kind of fills the void of both practicality and passion. On September 10th, we have the full moon taking place in Pisces energy. Now, this is definitely going to put us all in a very hypersensitive state where our emotions are at its fullest point, especially where it is that we've either been successful or unsuccessful in bringing some of the dreams and visions to life that we had way back at the beginning of the year. Full moon in Pisces is always a time where we get in touch with our intuition, where we kind of get reminded of the inspiration that we had, the motivation that we once had to bring our dreams to life. And the full moon in Pisces is illuminating your second house, which is all about this physical realm, the routines that you have, the relationships that you have, the money matters that you have, and where it is that you're thinking long term. Now, this kind of plays into the fact that, Saturn being retrograde in your sign has you returning to a lot of the, old jobs, old careers, old skills, old talents that you might have gotten away from. And a lot of this ties into the fact that you're now realizing that the foundation in your life just wasn't strong enough to kind of house the kind of dreams and goals that you actually had. Mostly because I think that the finances weren't there. So whatever most of my Aquarian friends are kind of returning to is definitely monetarily motivated. On September 22nd, we have Libra season kicking off, which also triggers the fall equinox. This Libra season is another air sister sign to you, so you bode very well in Libran energy. You're going to be having a lot more balanced thoughts, a lot more time and energy to pour into how to take care of yourself, how to make peace with some of your circumstances, how to balance, work with home life, balance your inner world with your outer world. But the equinox energy gives us all kind of a clean slate, an even playing field to kind of recognize where it is that we've been pouring too much into one area of our life. And because of that, other areas of our lives have gotten out of whack and neglected altogether. Libra season is going to be highlighting your ninth house. The ninth house is a huge focus for you this month. And again, the ninth house is aligning with your higher self, with your intuition, recognizing where your education, where past skills and talents need to come into the forefront again, using that education, that wisdom, that knowledge in a new, different way to build the kind of foundation that you just realized wasn't being built fast enough in order to kind of house the dreams that you're looking to build upon. Now, Libra season in this ninth house is also showing you where it is that a new adventure is unfolding for you and where it is that you're kind of being pulled in a different direction because of the new passions and desires that were realized within you under Leo season. On the 23rd, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, going retrograde, creeping back into Virgo energy, into its place of power. This is your 8th house of death, rebirth, renewal, transformation. Again, whatever is popping off for you when Mercury first moves into Libra, likely with relationships, maybe some legal matters, this is going to be extreme. It's going to be a little bit dramatic. It's going to be hard to kind of wrap your head around. And again, we usually find the middle grounding point of peace and harmony through living through extremes. Whatever pops off will be fixed, will be resolved when Mercury moves back into Virgo energy. energy. And because Mercury going back into Virgo energy in this 8th house is about death, rebirth, renewal, and transformation, this is almost like your second chance at kind of cutting some of the other things out that you tried to hold on to that you see just isn't going to work for you with this new path, with this new plan. I would say that there is a lot of mental narratives that will be cleaned up, will be cut out altogether, that does need to die in order to not block the blessings that you're looking to actually manifest. And I would say that there is a lot of conversations that need to be had both in your personal life with particular I'm going to say romantic relationships, but also some family member relationships, female family relationships that need to kind of be hashed out and resolved. And also there is some, I'm going to say, communication lessons coming at you through your work sector of life, where certain conversations need to be had so that maybe contracts are ending, maybe partnerships are ending, something is dying, something is ending, something is coming to a close in order to free you up to take on different projects, to take on a different path. We have the new moon in Libra taking place on the 25th, again in your 9th house. The new moon in Libra is giving us a beautiful opportunity to set some intentions for the next 2 years. So what do you want for balance, for peace, for harmony in your life? What do you want for relationships, for romance? What do you want as far as taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, showing yourself a little bit of self-love? This is a time to recognize where it is that we are a little bit out of whack, either in our inner realm or in our external realm, and where we can set the intention to actually make peace, make harmony, to kind of find a brand new grounded level of stability in our lives. And in this 9th house, it wouldn't surprise me if you are looking to upgrade your skills or re-educate yourself, go back to school, take an online course. This is adding value to who it is that you are and what it is that you have to offer, which can turn into increasing your income once this quote unquote education is completed. On the 29th, we have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and money and pleasure, moving into her place of power in Libra as well, again in your 9th house. So this just screams of a prime opportunity to be seen, to be heard, to share your wisdom, to share your knowledge in a way that adds value, not only to other people's lives, but comes back to you in a monetary sense. With Venus and Libra, we're in a prime example, a prime time opportunity right now to meet the right people at the right time, like-minded people that will help you advance your career or even meet the right kind of romantic partner. Venus in Libra is all about love. And in this 9th house, it could likely be a connection, a soul connection, because again, higher self is included here. It could also be a connection through work or education, because again, we're really focused on expanding our minds and refreshing ourselves as far as our education, skills, and talents go. Again, this is a brand new adventure, a brand new quest. We are definitely changing our minds, changing direction, and changing belief. And all of that comes down to the love, the nurturing that we are willing to show ourselves. Because again, the minute that we are able to vibrate at the frequency of self-love is the minute that we start attracting all of our blessings to us. So what I will say to you is that it does feel like September is kind of bringing you out of the storm. Again, being in your halfway middle point of your natal year in Leo season likely intensified a choice point, a decision point. Now that the kind of storm is over and things are becoming more clear, you're definitely going to have to align with your higher self and use your intuition to navigate this next chapter, this next level of what it is that you're trying to build and create. Be cautious of sticking with the same old people, with the same old mentality, with the same old narrative, because you're very kind of unstable at this particular point in time. The adjustment period is very tough, and you could be drawn back into the old habits, the old behaviors, the old environment by these particular people that you choose to keep around you. There is also a level of distrust with some of the people that you're trying to move away from. I feel like Mercury going retrograde in Libra is likely to bring a lot of the people from your past back to the present moment that you did struggle with trust issues with loyalty with betrayal with, just so that you can kind of see the situation and how it unfolded from a different set of eyes. Overall, I think you're focused on grounding, on building, on birthing, on creating something more solid, something more practical, and definitely something that is more financially sound for yourself in September. Where your home and family is concerned, I do feel like you are kind of seeing the changes, especially in your career, definitely impact your home and your family environment. I think that you are kind of cleaning the slate, so to speak, by implementing new routines, new practices, new disciplines in your daily life. And the more that you feel safe, secure, and supported in your mind, your body, your soul, the better benefits those that you love actually get from you. And where your career is changing, you really do have to think of your options and of your opportunities. I do feel like there's a high probability of connecting, making a very special meeting with either a business partner or a potential romantic partner or somebody that can advance your wants, your needs, your desires, your goals a lot faster than if you were just doing it alone. Now, that being said, you're still going to have to put forth all of the energy, all of the effort, all of the discipline to make sure that you can still have what you want by standing on your own 2 feet. But there is an energy of collaboration coming in, which I think you would benefit from. Maybe not a 50-50 partner, but maybe a mentor, maybe somebody that is having the same kind of career goals or objectives that you could kind of bounce ideas off or collaborate with. There is new opportunities opening up for you, new exciting passion projects opening up for you, but you do have to trust your gut when you meet these particular people on whether they are here to help you or here to harm you. Relationship-wise, I think that there is a potential for you to be a little bit more playful, be a little bit more romantic, be a little bit more flirty, if you will. Even if you're in a committed relationship, this is time to kind of open up and see where it is that you can transform the relationship to something a little bit different, where there is a more playful vibe being kind of invited back in. For those of you who are single, this is a prime month, especially also moving into October, where we can connect with the right people at the right time. And I know that there is a lot of disconnect between the heart and the head for my Aquarian friends coming into the month. I feel that by the end of the month, we're going to be a little bit more in alignment with what it is that we actually want, need, and desire, both for our business selves and for our, I'm going to say, personal lives. But all in all, I think that the main focus needs to be on refreshing skills, talents, education, reforming it, rebuilding, reworking, readjusting to what worked for you in the past, but adding a little bit of a modern touch to it. I do feel like there's a huge amount of possibility to increase your income and increase your job opportunity. But right now, it just feels like you're emotionally bored with what it is that's currently going on for you. I feel like there's a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of insecurities popping up from past experiences and past situations where you either didn't complete what you wanted to complete, or you felt like you were a failure, or things just didn't get, kicked off in the right way. That doesn't mean that that's going to happen this time around, but you do have to kick that negative narrative in the butt if you do stand a chance in hell at being successful in relaunching yourself, rebuilding, reworking, readjusting to what worked for you in the past, just with the experience, the wisdom, the skills, and the knowledge that you've been able to accumulate since then. So that's all that I have for you for this month, Aquarius. I hope you have a beautiful month, and we'll talk to you soon.